Hello everyone, welcome back to SMITE. I apologize for not uploading yesterday. I was studying for finals. So ideally, in a perfect world, you get two episodes of this today. Now, this first one is actually a request by JC, he or she or they, I don't know. They wanted to know if I could do or cover Geb in the solo lane. So I'm like, sure. Now, there's some stuff you need to understand about Geb in the solo lane. Geb in the solo lane has a very ugly first, I would say, 5 levels. It's very tough before you get your ultimate to even box, in all honesty. This is mostly because, and you'll see this a bit later on, this is mostly because of how insanely expensive his early game really is. And you'll see what I mean when we actually get into the match, but it can get very difficult to pull it off the way really you ideally would want to, right? So, also to some extent the first level is a little bit counterintuitive. Now, you have to not necessarily expect to kill the enemy as solo Geb. Your real goal is to outlast the enemy. That's what you're really after. And you can only really successfully do that once you get your ultimate and once you finish your first complete item, which is going to be, in this particular instance, I'm guessing Vamon, probably Mystical Mail. This isn't going to be a particularly good matchup in all honesty. This could get, once again, fairly ugly. Vamon is a bad matchup, but I'll explain why in a little bit. So the first thing you're going to do is you're actually going to get the, what is this called again? Shockwave. I was going to call it Fisher, but I know that was wrong. You're going to get Warrior's Axe. You need a Hog. That's not optional. And then your level 1 Mail, and then you get 2 healing potions. Now, I don't necessarily buy Teleport on Geb. His 1, once you get it, generally gets him to lane pretty fast, where you don't lose that much, even if you die and have to come back or whatever. So I usually get Thorns. It's very useful. In the early game, even, for boxing, and in the late game, it can be really nice to help, at least to some extent, counterattack the enemy hunter, especially since you can put your shell on yourself, whether you're boxing or not, and at that point, they're basically doing damage to themselves for free. Now, it's the Hog that makes the first couple of levels with Geb so difficult. Because it costs 100 gold, it's 2 less health potions that you're buying. So boxing the enemy at first is not really a good idea, because they're going to out-heal you most likely. Now, there are exceptions to this. Maybe they're playing a Guardian as well, and they're probably buying Hog. If they don't buy Hog, they're going to be late to lane. So that really depends. It's Vamon, so I'm really not anticipating that he's going to have that. We're going to use that here, and then use that here. Back him up towards here. There we go. And then off we go into the lane. And let's see if that was fast enough. Looks like we'll beat Vamon slightly, which is actually really important. That you beat the enemy to lane slightly. So you can hit level 2 first. And we're going to go ahead and do this. I was trying to hit him for the axe proc, but that unfortunately did not happen. We're gonna go ahead and do it here just for a little bit of a proc there, and then we're gonna run for this. You'll notice that he's a little bit lower on health now. Okay, we don't have enough time for that, so we're just gonna go ahead and... You really don't want to hit the enemy solo lane with your roll. That completely kills half your wave clear. And also draws minion aggro to you, which you really don't want at this point. Now we've got our shield. We can actually consider boxing him, especially since we have minions here. Now, I'm not looking to actually do too much here. That's about all I really want to do. Just poke them down a little bit here. Again, your real goal is not to kill them. I mean, it's nice if you get a kill, but it's not necessary at all. Notice we were able to roll through that, finish that off, and also interrupt his dash. Now, unfortunately, this does mean we pulled the minion aggro. That's actually not too big of a problem right now. Oh, he hit me with that. Does he have axe? He does not have axe. He has warding sigil. Okay. Now, we're just going to run up here. I want to just kind of intimidate him away from the archers and have the tower kill these. Poke there. Okay. Now, fortunately, That was a very badly telegraphed Loki. So we're actually okay here. I'm going to assume he's leaving soon. We're going to go ahead and do some poke there. Back it up. And then roll over these guys. And then we're going to try to keep him off of this. Steal that successfully. I cannot believe I successfully stole that. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, that is a huge benefit for Geb. You have no idea how important that is from a boy Geb here. Take those guys out, and yeah, I'd probably steal this. I'm going to go ahead and put my ward down here as well. Okay, he took that back, but that's fine. I'm not too concerned about it. I still get the totem here for absolutely free. Now we're going to go ahead and take out the wave. Alright. Hitting him would have been nice, but it wasn't strictly necessary. He's going to try to poke me out, but it's really not a problem.
They sacrificed their whole self for us. Remember them.
We're just going to take this. Just like that. We're not going to... I goofed that one a little bit, but that's okay. I have my ult. Yeah. He'll only slow me down until here we go. Now we're actually going to fall back really quick here. He'll probably, he'll take that. That's fine. We'll lose a bit of a wave there, but it's not too big of a deal. We have a nice speed boost here. Yeah, we'll lose probably half a wave, I would anticipate. He really doesn't have anything he can go for, so that's... Actually, we're going to lose a full wave here, but that's fine. And then we're going to... And this is also a really nice thing. Notice that I can go from here. I can get the benefit of the totem. If I'd been a little farther back, I would have gotten the full speed. I would have gotten 100%, but it's not too big of a deal there. Which you can start rolling from the edge of your tower line towards the wave and really be able to slap them down quite nicely. The only real downside to that is it's very badly telegraphed, so if the enemy wants to interrupt that, they can, and that can put you in a bad situation if the full wave is there, because then the wave is going to be poking you, you didn't do enough damage to the wave. It can get pretty ugly. Again, we're going to try to maneuver around him. Okay, he forced us away from the front line, but that's fine. The back line does more damage anyways. It's always your priority. Okay, we lost one minion there, so that's not too bad. What's he got? Okay, he's going for physical. See, the problem is even though he built Warding Sigil, he's still building Steel Mail. He's still going to be going for, what do you call that? Mystical Mail. Oh, I goofed this slightly. I missed that one minion, but that's okay. He's probably going for his mana buff, which is fine. Now, the real problem is going to come, and this is what he's probably waiting for, when he gets his ult. Well, when he uses his ult. Because Mystical Mail is going to trigger that and is going to keep it going for him. So he's basically guaranteed to have a longer than average ult. It's not like I can just disengage from him and ignore his ult. Because of Mystical Mail, I really can't do that. I can't really do anything with that right now because I'm busy doing this. There we go. He's the problem right here that he's got is that he's got no mana left, really. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing really I could do there. Unfortunately, I didn't have anything up. I do have Mystical Mail. Okay, Thanatos avenged me, so that's at least good. It looks like he's probably going to pick up Vamon as well, which is fine. Nah, Vamon got away. That's okay. That's okay. Now, your next move is going to be the Silver Breastplate or Breastplate of Valor. The reason why is because, well, obviously, he's physical. Second, your damage is primarily in your abilities. It's just how Geb works. So you really want that cooldown. There is his ult. So actually that being down is pretty important because it means we're going to basically win our next engagement if we can keep it going early enough and long enough. Let's see. We should be able to roll into this wave here. Yes, indeed. And just a hair shy. That would have been a really nice bonus. Right now we're going to engage this wave. Boop. Now you generally, once you get Mystical Mail completed, you generally are going to want to Shockwave the front line because it has more health. It takes a second or two to wipe out the back line once you have Mystical Mail, even if you don't auto-attack at all, so that's pretty handy. Alright, we're going to wipe out this wave that's coming up here, and then I'm going to probably go back for my mana buff, which he doesn't have. He might have just had it dropped. Actually, if I go back here... Oh, see? He just interrupted me there, which is not a great position for me, but I have Mystical Mail, so it's not as big of a deal. So now we're just going to actually box him here because we win this boxing match. Now I'm just trying to lower his HP down. Again, I'm not necessarily trying to win any fight here. There he goes. And that's really all I needed. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go ahead and engage my mana buff here. And there we go. Notice that he went back probably, which is exactly what we want. We're going to go ahead and upgrade our ult here for a longer stun. He did not go back. He just went for his mana buff. All right, fair enough. Ah, that's fine. Oh, you're still fighting. Oh, see, this is where we have a problem. He's not fast enough. Interesting. Every time he does that, he basically wins that fight. And he knows it too. We're going to need to go back. I need Breastplate of Valor. Alright. Oh, shoot. Alright. Didn't actually want to boost him with that, but that's fine. Very nice. I only use my thorns to discourage him from killing me. Oh, shoot. Ah, yeah. I saw the Loki too late. Is he going to be able to pick up Loki, though? Looks like... no, Loki's going to run away. That's okay. We have Breastplate of Valor, which is big. Vaman is doing about the same as we are. Let's see. Gold-wise, I'm slightly ahead of him, which isn't too huge of a deal. We're going to need wards, obviously. Although the fact that Thanatos was able to both take this wave and force Loki back is actually a good win for Thanatos. Now I also have the Shockwave up. Now, you might be wondering, Professor, why are you upgrading Shockwave specifically? Well, if you read the ability here for rollout, you'll notice that when you start the roll, you start at 75% of the damage. So that's actually less damage than Shockwave. And the closer you are with Shockwave, the more damage it does. And since most of the time you're going to be in close proximity, as you've noticed as this episode has been going on, you're just generally going to more often be maximizing your shockwave damage than anything else. So now that we've got Breastplate of Valor, my next move is going to be going for Void Stone, just because I want to decrease those protections there. Okay, he's back in lane now, so we gotta go and do stuff. Go ahead and wipe out your minion wave here really quick. There it is. Yeah, just like that, he's going to be winning pretty much every single fight involving that. Kind of improvising here because of how much I lost that fight there. Let's see if we can do this. No. You're gonna follow me in? No, you're not. Alright. Not bad. I was able to weaken him down, just not enough. I'm gonna go ahead and get this. I'm gonna need some health potions here to keep up with his natural healing from his ult. He's working on Genji's guard, which is a smart move. Well, he's probably working on Genji's guard if he really knows what he's doing. He'll be working on that. Gives him cooldowns, gives him MP5, gives him magic protection. Actually, let me see if I can... Yes. Alright. Grab this really quick. He's probably... He's not in mid, okay. He's probably going back. We're going to go ahead and roll here. Missed that barely, but that's fine. Put this down here. Put this here. Alright. You have... I know what you have. Nope. Sorry. Not today. He wasted those. You positioned wrong for that. I got your minions for free.
If only they accepted us, we could have saved them.
Come on, Thanatos. Relying on you. There he is. There we go. That's what I needed. At this point, really, we're going to have a rough time actually killing each other. I mean, he's come close a couple of times, I've come close a couple of times. But at this point, neither of us is going to really kill the other one. We have to rely on our junglers to come over and kill one or the other. Or at least finish one or the other of us off. Because we're not going to be able to do it alone. It was well timed. Here's the totem back. I also get to use my health potion to regenerate back up, which will be really nice. Now, once I'm done with the Void Stone, I'm going to take a brief moment before finishing the rest of my magic protection items to grab Polynomicon. Now, I'm building that specifically because actually it works really well with Geb. I know it doesn't seem like it's going to be a lot of damage, but it can make a difference, especially since it also can activate off of the shield. I'm actually going to... No, we're not going to go back here. I think I can straight up take this, maybe. I'm going to position myself here so I can see him coming. There he is. Yeah. Almost walked right into that one. He's got Shogun's Kusari. Alright. Oh, another good option. Another good option. He must not have his ult. Could I catch up to him? Yes. Do I need to? No. No, we're fine. Oh, no, we're not fine. Ah, so close. Look at how close he was. Thanatos will pick him up. Oh, good dodge. That was nice. That was a nice throw. Honestly. We're gonna probably want Ankh? I can't decide. He really used that? No, we're gonna use Horrific Emblem, I think. Again, notice that, you know, he's killed me once. No, he didn't kill me once, did he? Was it me or was it somebody else? Was it Thanatos? I can't quite remember. Anyways, we're going to get Void Stone, and then we're going to start going for Polynomicon as our single damage item. Now, if the enemy team was tankier, say they had a mid lane Anubis, for instance, he's a bit of a tankier mage, then I would actually be going for, what is that called again? Soul Reaver, that's the one. I would actually be going for Soul Reaver, because I would want that percentage of health damage. But since they only have the two tanks, Vaman and Ganesh, that's really not necessary. Since he's stealing their backline, I'll steal his jungle camps back here, at least his harpies. Because they come up in like a minute or something silly like that, so kind of like, why not? There we go. And then hit the yellow. Now you hit, when Geb turns yellow, he's actually at peak damage for his roll. That's where he hits his 100% damage. A lot of people believe that it's like you get the 100% damage right before impact? No. You get it whenever he turns yellow. That's when you have 100% damage. You'll just read the ability, you'll see. When he becomes top speed, at his top speed, he becomes immune to crowd control. He, at that point, is doing his 100% damage. So now we're really starting to get our nice high shield here. Now, something else that is really nice about Geb is that he rotates really fast. Behold, I'm here at this fight and Vaman is not. Oh. I'm gonna die to Vaman. No, I'm not. Shoot. I'm trying to get him killed, but it's not working out. We'll be able to take the tower, I think, but I think that's about all we'll be able to manage. Oh, nope. We need to go back. I don't need to be here. Got it, nice. Just gonna clear out some of these. I'll probably clear a single wave in left. Oh, Thanatos has that. Never mind then. I'll let him have that. Alright, a bit of power, bit of life. Well, soon we'll have life, so we don't have it quite yet. And he's dropping the mana, that's fine. Vaman got another kill there, but I'm still... Oh, we're about even, actually. I'm vaguely ahead of him, but it's not by any meaningful amount. And let's go ahead and clear this wave. Perfect. Oh, hello. Hi there, how you doing? Really? Already? Oh, shoot. Nope. Man, they really wanted me. The Loki, at the very least, I can almost take with me. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting the Loki over there. I should have, to be completely honest. I should have really expected that, but unfortunately I did not. Now, he's just taken my first tower, that's not a huge deal. He is ahead of me because I just died there, and he got the credit for that. Which is a little bit disappointing, but I can catch up. I was not expecting the Loki to continue going after me this late in the game. He's too late on that. He's gonna get killed. Yeah, he's gonna die. There he goes. He shouldn't have gone in there. I can understand why you're trying to avenge your allies. I've felt that before. That's nothing new to me, but I sympathize, but he shouldn't have been there. I don't need to go into left lane right now. I do need to help Kukul Khan. He's probably gonna get dove. No, he's not. Alright. I don't think that's a great idea, but alright. You're gonna just silence me out of this. I'm stuck in this? Alright. That was interesting. I don't know what we're really looking for here. Okay. No, we don't need to retreat. We got this. We got this unlock. All right. Nice. Very nice. Alright, let's take this mid tower. Hold on a second. All I gotta do is weaken them down, and we're pretty much golden on that front. There we go. And then the wave will be able to pick that up. Perfect. Just as I told you. I should be able to just take this, too. Yeah. Take care of this little problem here. Behold, the glories of mystical mail. Alright, now we're going to go back at Polly. So you can start really slapping some fools around. And then we're going to conclude with, let me see, Vamon self-heals, Chiron self-heals a little bit. He's got lifesteal there. He's got lifesteal. Yeah, we should probably go for Pestilence just to be paranoid. Just to play this a little bit safer. Alright, so they're at the faux fire giant. Alright.
An ally has been slain. Exceptional.
I keep falling into those. Yeah? I'm gonna die. Gotta get out of here. Very nice. Alright, well that was fairly exciting. Did we interrupt what they were doing? What were they after? Pyromancer? I couldn't quite tell. He's slightly ahead of me. That's okay. Now... Alright. Boop. There we go. Are we actually attacking him over here? There's Janus.
An enemy has been slain.
See how much damage I can do with Polynomicon in a very short amount of time. Again, I left him alone. I could have chased him. I knew Vamon was going to come over, and I didn't want that. Where is Janus? There he is. Come here, turd. Thank you.
Do not give up.
And then off we go. Hey, Vamon, how you doing? Get out of here. Oh, he hit me with that. Alright, fair enough. Nope, nope. I went too deep.
How frail. We should see to some
Now I have Pestilence, so now I can resist Janus a little bit better.
double kill.
At this point, now that I have all the rest of my items saved up, I'll be hitting level 20 pretty soon. I'll be saving up for the Axe of Doom. He's got the sigil, of course, the infused sigil. Which makes sense. It's a pretty good item, actually. But with all these protections, I can really make use of the Is it the Sundering Axe? Yeah. They're definitely going to take mid lane, but there's really, again, not much we can do about that. Let me see. Well, I have more assists than my boy there. So we are about the same amount of gold. I'm slightly ahead of him again. He's really gone in on the Sundering Spear upgrade. More power to him, I mean, you know. Gotta go get my mana buff. Not surprised. We're gonna need to defend that. There we go.
On my way.
Okay.
They sacrificed their whole self for us.
Don't know what happened there, but okay.
For them.
Where is Loki? There he is.
One less opponent that can stop us.
I was hoping he'd die. I'm gonna go help Horus over here.
An enemy has been
Never mind.
slain.
Pretty sure Giannis is over here somewhere. Nope, alright. Nice.
Stop us.
There we go. That was a bit hairy of it for a bit there, but we now have enough for our Sundering Axe. We're going to go back and get that, because that's hugely important. There, now we've got some really decent damage here. Alright. So. Off we go into the wild blue yonder.
On my way.
Alright, clean. Didn't mean to actually shield Horus. I was really hoping he'd come through that. We're gonna get smacked, aren't we? There we go. Ah, I'm blind again. Okay.
An ally has been
What the
slain.
heck is he doing? Interesting.
An enemy has been slain.
Very nice. Yep. We probably don't want this fight, to be completely honest. Actually, yeah, he can take that. Alright. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see. Split push. Is there somebody over there? No. Huh. Alright. I'm gonna go back and upgrade my relics. I might as well take this HP boost here. Thanatos shouldn't be by himself. Oh, interesting.
One less
Uh-oh.
opponent that can stop
Ah, the Ganesh got me.
double activation.
That was good.
Exceptional. Double kill.
That was a good play by Charybdis.
Triple kill.
Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to be in trouble here. We might actually switch to Soul Reaver here, just for kicks.
Where did they all go?
We're not even going to get a chance to come back. Nope, that's going to be it. Excellent. Alright, so you'll notice that neither Vamon or I did particularly well score-wise. And again, that goes more to the point of what I was talking about when you're playing Geb in the solo lane. You're really just supposed to outlast the enemy in that lane. Now, when we're talking about the late game here, which is a whole different question, the late game for Geb is not that much different. You actually move fast enough to be able to catch up with stragglers a lot of the time. You'll notice I was able to use to my advantage. Don't necessarily look for a positive score as a solo Geb. I've never had a positive score as a solo Geb. I've seen solo Gebs have a positive score in solo. That is true. But they also build way more damage than I typically do as a solo Geb. Keep in mind that I'm a support main, so I tend to build more defensively on pretty much all of my classes, especially if you've been seeing my beginner's guides to other non-support classes. You'll notice that I just tend to build a little bit more defensively. And that's fine. But I was able to pull ahead of the Vamon. I was able to outlast the Vamon, which was my goal there, even though he did specifically counter-build me with the Sunring Spear, which was a good counter-build point. But ultimately, yes. It was just absolutely a matter of endurance. That's what you need to do with Geb. So when you play Geb in the solo lane, don't go into it thinking that you need to necessarily win your boxing matches or that you really need to be aggressive. You don't. You are just trying to outlast the enemy. That is what Geb has to do, because Geb doesn't have any built-in sustain. This was why I had a problem with Vamon while playing Geb in the solo lane. Geb has no inherent sustain, which is a bit difficult. So you do have to have this really interesting time of outlasting the enemy. Now, you might be wondering, well, if Geb does not have any inherent sustain, how do you intend to outlast the enemy? Simple. Once you get, and you'll have noticed this early in the episode, once you get Mystical Mail, at least against a physical opponent, your Sundering, well, it's not a Sundering Axe, your Warrior's Axe plus the Mystical Mail damage plus your ability damage will be able to bring down their HP. If your opponent has health regen as their sustain, you can outlast that, because you can put a shield on and basically not lose health. It's almost like a heal. It's kind of like a reverse heal, where instead of healing back what you lost, you're preventing the loss in the first place. So you can counteract healing that way. The problem comes in any matchup that involves this particular aspect. Any laning opponent that can regenerate their mana is going to be a really rough time, because you can't out-mana your opponent. Geb, in order to win his lane, he requires a very large investment in mana, because he needs to shield himself, he needs to use his whole kit, he doesn't really have effective auto-attacks. So in order to really get Geb to win solo lane, you need to outlast them with mana. But the instant you go up against somebody who has mana regeneration, you're going to find outlasting the enemy a lot harder. At that particular point, you should be building a bit more damage, because at that point, if they're regenerating mana, you need to kill them. It no longer becomes an option. Against Vamon, I didn't need to kill him. I just needed him to be going away. If I was against Hachiman as a random example, Hachiman has built-in MP5. That's a totally different story. I need to kill Hachiman. I need Hachiman dead, and I need him dead as quickly as possible, so that way his MP5 that he gets from just shooting stuff does not become a factor in the fight, and then regenerate his mana while mine is going down because I'm shielding myself. So, but then there's going to be laning opponents where you're just not going to do anything against. The worst matchup I've ever had with Geb in the solo lane was actually Chang'e. Not only does she have the ability to heal herself, which by itself is fine, but she can see a shockwave coming, dance over it, and then continue to attack you, and she can send her rabbit back for mana potions if she really chooses to, and just absolutely go to town on you that way. And she gets mana back if she dances over your shockwave in the first place, so there's also that going for her. If you see a Chang'e in lane, unless the Chang'e has no idea what she's doing, you've probably already lost. I'm just saying, it's the one matchup that I always lose as Geb in solo. I've not played a ton of Geb in solo, I've played some Geb in solo. He's not great against Mulan either, because her crowd controls, you can't shield yourself out of her arrow shot. Pardon me. Pretty much anyone with crowd control like that is going to be a rough time. I can still win against Mulan, depending on the actions of the junglers. But Chang'e is always a really bad time, as the worst case scenario. So you can use Chang'e as a worst case scenario and really estimate from there how good or bad the matchup is going to go. But as you can see with the Vamana fight, you don't need to out-sustain them, you don't need to kill them, you just need to outlive them. That's basically it. Geb works a lot better if you're in communication with your jungler. Because again, as I pointed out earlier, most of the kills in that lane are going to come from one of the other jungler popping in and whacking somebody, right? That's just how it goes. So that's really where you need to be, looking to do. So if you can queue into Conquest with a jungler main friend, you're going to have a much better time. You could probably even do a really good job against Chang'e if you're in communication with your jungler. Especially if they're a really excellent ganker, like Thanatos here was perfect for this. Thor is also a really spectacular choice, both because they have long-range ults. Ratatosk Gear is another great choice. They all have ults that they can use from farther away and really close distance quickly. And that's what you really want as a Geb solo, more than a lot of other solo laners. But remember, Hand of the Gods, you will not live without it, because if you don't get Hand of the Gods, you arrive to lane by the time your front line's already dead, and then you're forced to play under tower. You are underleveled when it comes to the team fighting, and as Geb, you can't afford that, and it just gets very ugly very quickly. Well, let me rephrase it, as a solo Geb, you can't afford that, because you're not able to increase your flat damage to actually have any kind of meaningful impact on the fight. So, yep. That's basically it. That is Geb. I will do a couple more episodes of Geb. I'm not going to leave this as the only Geb episode, but this is an introduction to the idea of Geb in solo, some things you really want to be looking out for, some pros and cons of Geb in solo, and yeah. So with that being said, thank you all very much for joining me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, or requests, please leave them down in the comment section below. And thank you, JC, for the request, and have a great 24 hours.